Okay, but my real question is who's getting it if it drops?
This is SportsCentre.
Hey, I'm Marissa Roberto, and tonight is pretty much a Canadian Heritage Night. Because for the last time ever, Christine Sinclair will play for Canada as they take on Australia in Vancouver. BC Place has even been renamed Christine Sinclair Place for tonight's game. Well, there's so much more to Christine's legacy than just stats and numbers. The stats and numbers are ridiculous. Let's start with the team's success. She's an Olympic gold medalist as well as two-time bronze medalist. She has the most caps in Team Canada history. And of course, no man or woman has scored more for their country than Christine Sinclair. While World Cup success is the one thing missing from her truly illustrious career, she still appeared in 6 of them, scoring in all but 1. Now, I said off the top her legacy is more than the numbers though. And I witnessed that firsthand when I was in Australia for the Women's World Cup this summer, where I not only got to see the camaraderie of the women on the pitch, but got to see the camaraderie of the fans outside of it and all the young girls that were just so excited to see these women do their thing, especially all the girls that came out for Christine. It was incredible. Don't worry, we'll have much more on Sinclair later in the show, as both Julia Teixeira and Megan Johnson will join us from Vancouver. And you can watch Christine Sinclair's final Team Canada match tonight on TSN. Coverage begins at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. You may not realize it, but this show celebrated its 5th birthday just a week back. And those of you with us since day one may remember Nylander Watch, followed by Unibrow Watch, Kawhi Watch, Lillard Watch, and so many more. But this next one may be my favorite. Yes, it is time for Ohtani Watch. Yeah. Well, I try not to let myself get sucked into this story until there was something tangible. It looks like we got that overnight, as Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic penned a story saying that Ohtani and the Jays may have met Monday in Florida. And just a little insider info here, if they met in Florida, that means he saw their facility, and their facility in Florida is pretty impressive. According to Rosenthal, the Dodgers and the Cubs and potentially other teams are still in on Ohtani though. And he reportedly met with more than one club other than the Jays. There are more breadcrumbs to these Jays rumors though. GM Ross Atkins did not meet in person with the media at the winter meetings, instead meeting over Zoom due to a scheduling conflict. I know a thing or two about scheduling conflicts, okay? I got a meeting today, but I got an errand to run, so I'm gonna be on my phone, eh? I got you, Ross. And he was in front of a generic white wall, so there's no actual clue as to where he was. We got a real Hardy Boys mystery on our hands. Now, many times in these situations, the gambling odds could be a great guide into how realistic these rumors could be. And FanDuel has the Jays with the second shortest odds to land Ohtani, while the Dodgers are still leading the pack at minus 180. And let's add to the speculation a little more. John Heyman tweeted earlier today that Ohtani reportedly has a positive feeling about Toronto and a few other cities' clubs, including the Dodgers, with Heyman adding, "Don't discount the Jays." But I'd like to put on a message to Ohtani as someone who lives in Toronto. You will not find a better place to play than this city. Also, why would you want to go to the Dodgers? You're not going to be as big of a star there as you will be here in the actual nation of Canada, okay? Think about it. Now joined by Julia Teixeira, who's in Vancouver, my old home, for this game. Julia, great to see ya.
Hello, Marissa. Yep, I could just picture you frolicking these streets, though I have to say, it's true what they say, it has not stopped raining since I got here.
I was lucky enough to see this at the Women's World Cup in Australia, but you're catching the vibe right now. Describe the kind of joy you're seeing from young girls on their way to celebrate our nation's finest.
It's really special to be here. We're still hours and hours away from kickoff, but you could feel the emotion starting to build already. I went for a walk down by Christine Sinclair Place today, and it's so fitting to see her name on the front of that building. It's even more fitting that this is BC, is where we met Christine Sinclair way back when she was 16 years old. And now the country is going to have the opportunity to send her off here. There's over 40,000 people who've already bought tickets to tonight's game. There's some special stuff going on. There's going to be a special menu of Christine Sinclair's favorite foods at the game, which I'll definitely be trying out. There's a special number 12 cocktail, which I will not be trying because I'm working, but I will be sniffing and asking different fans for opinions on. There should be a lot of really special things happening, but the most special thing, to your point, Marissa, I cannot wait to see all the girls in the stands, the young girls from BC in the stands who can all see a little piece of themselves in Christine Sinclair.
Kajina, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Marissa. We'll both try not to cry tonight, and we will both probably fail.
Right now, at this current moment, the hottest team in hockey is none other than the Arizona Coyotes? And no, I guess I'm not joking. Last night, they beat the Capitals to not only extend their winning streak, but also finish one of the most obscure runs in the history of hockey, as they have now beaten the last 5 Cup winners in consecutive games. First of all, just for them to be scheduled that way is wild, but to beat them all is amazing. And something unreal is kind of brewing in the desert right now. And while their play on the road needs some improving, Mullet Arena has proven once again to be a fortress. 4 of the Coyotes' wins in this streak have been on home ice, and only the Bruins and Golden Knights have more home victories this season than Arizona. Just think about that for a second. Another impressive part of this run is that they have allowed 1 or fewer goals in 4 of their wins, and Connor Ingram has been in net for all 5. The former Pred is 11-3 on the season, and he's allowed 3 or more goals in just 4 of those starts. He's rocking a 12.2 goals saved above expected, which is good for 3rd in the NHL. In a wide-open Central, the Yotes find themselves just 2 back from Winnipeg for 3rd in the division, and 4 back of Colorado for 1st. Wait, are the Yotes going to the playoffs? And if they do go to the playoffs, it would be just the 2nd time they play postseason hockey since the 2012-2013 season. That's over 10 years. Now all of a sudden hockey is good in the desert? Wait. I don't want this because I don't want Austin Matthews to be like, oh, maybe it is better over there. Like, that's my nightmare. Now joined by one of our favorites, TSN soccer producer Megan Johnson, who is an encyclopedia of women's soccer knowledge. Megan, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, MJ, what will Christine's legacy be to Canadian soccer?
Yeah, it's really hard to encapsulate her legacy and everything she has meant to Canadian soccer. Of course, you can look to the goal scoring record and her Olympic medals, but she really has put Canadian soccer on the map almost single-handedly. And when you look at her career, amazing 23-year career, she was scoring and performing at a time when she really didn't have the supporting cast around her, and the team really wasn't winning and getting the success that they were today. And she really paved the way for those later results, the bronze medal in 2012 and later, of course, gold in Tokyo. And all throughout, she did it with so much humility, dedication, hard work. She really just represented Canada so well on the international stage for 23 years.
Finally, what will you think of first when reflecting on her illustrious career?
Again, there's just so many moments to choose from, the goal scoring record, the Olympic gold, but for me, I always go back to that hat trick in 2012, just that iconic performance against the US at the London Olympics in the semifinals. She was just on another level that game, and if you had the good fortune to watch that game live or even watch the replays, just the intensity in her eyes, just that laser focus is just something I've really never seen before and haven't seen since, and it's just a memory that will always stick with me when thinking about Sinclair.
Yeah, still just a little bitter about how that one ended. MJ, thanks for joining us. Enjoy the match tonight.
Thanks, Marissa.
And you can watch Christine Sinclair's final Team Canada match tonight on TSN. Coverage begins at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. That's all for today. We'll see you back at 3 Eastern, no Pacific. Have a good one.